您好，我是光启社的社长马绍尔基，欢迎您收看这一周的罗马主场 Rome Report。本周的新闻包括美国新英格兰主教罗伯特里德在罗马会晤教宗，他们谈到了媒体福传的议题。另外是教廷呼吁全球5大科技界的巨头，包括苹果、亚马逊、谷歌、脸书以及微软公司的代表，希望这些互联网的应用在教育、在法律上都能够保障儿童。还有今年度的拉辛格奖颁发给一位哲学家以及一位神父。在新闻的首先，我们来看美国新英格兰主教罗伯特里德主教11月初在罗马会晤教宗方济各。里德主教是天主教电视台的主席，而这间电视台至今成立65年，也是最早的第一间天主教电视台。在谈到媒体环境的变化时，他认为每一位天主教徒都能在社交媒体上具体参与福传，但是每一个人应该要节制地使用社交媒体，这样子才能够与人正面交流，分享经验。
While in Rome for New England bishops meeting with Pope Francis, Auxiliary Bishop of Boston Robert Reed spoke about media. He's the president of Catholic TV. In its 65th year, it's the oldest and first Catholic television station in existence. While media has changed drastically in that time, he says new evangelization on social media is a real area where Catholics can engage.
More and more people, even older people, are engrossed in their screens, and so if we're not present on those screens, then we're missing a great opportunity. And a lot of that conversation is going on via social media, and if we're not part of that conversation, then we're not doing our job.
But that job has many Catholics or Christians engaging in wars on social media. Instead of spreading God's message, many try to beat it into the person on the other side of the screen. Bishop Reed, an active Twitter user, insists silence is a great way to respond in these moments.
Sometimes it means ending a conversation, I believe. Sometimes silence. Sometimes it means shifting the conversation back to one's faith, one's relationship to Jesus, and how that is incorporated into your daily life and your conversation. We need to be conscious of the way that we act toward one another, be it on a computer or on an iPhone or here in person.
That's why to him, there's a real power in face-to-face contact, or the culture of encounter, as Pope Francis often says.
We need to encounter one another. We need to look each other in the eye. We need to listen to one another. We need to be respectful, even when the feelings or the conversation takes a turn toward the unrespectful. That goes for face-to-face encounters as well as encounters on social media. Respect, civility, understanding, forgiveness, and the ability to witness to one's faith in action and in words.
Bishop Reed admitted his motto for using social media is don't use it too much. As a pastor of 2 parishes in Boston and the president of Catholic TV, he says in this way he can share experiences with the people who are present right in front of him daily.
11月中旬，在梵蒂冈举行一项以儿童尊严为主题的会议。在举行会议之前，教廷特别呼吁全球5大科技界的巨头协助保护儿童免受互联网的伤害。这当中包括了苹果、亚马逊、谷歌、脸书以及微软公司的代表都将出席这项会议。
The Vatican asks the world's 5 technology giants to help protect children on the internet. Representatives from Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft will be in the Vatican this week for a meeting on child dignity, attended by organizations that help minors, experts, political, and religious leaders. During this press conference, they explained the meeting. They said one of the most worrisome points is the effect pornography has on minors.
There
are people that think, I watch it, but I don't hurt anyone. You are completely wrong, because the images come from crimes and violence, and you participate in this. You help spread these things. Victims may commit suicide because these images continue to circulate the internet. Each day we receive millions of warnings from children who are victims of networks of abuse and violence. Unfortunately, the point is that the business model of the digital world allows for improper use of data. They can use it criminally, which makes children victims in which they cannot defend themselves.
The Pope will participate in the first Congress session, as well as Queen Sylvia of Sweden. The idea is that educational measures and legal barriers are not enough. Technology giants must actively commit themselves to protecting children and eliminating this content, or making it difficult to access.
每年11月21日是祈祷者日，这一天特别为度末关生活的隐修者祈祷。教廷也在最近颁布隐修生活培育新文件，这一份文件题为《寻找天主面容的艺术》。近年因为天主教会修道人数下降，不论是度末关生活的隐修者，还是做使徒工作的修道人，但是教廷的罗德里格斯总主教表示，大家不要只着眼人数，假若天主赐给我们理想人数，同时保持素质，就要感谢天主。
November 21st is Pro Orantibus Day. The Church will pray for people who devote themselves to contemplative life in monasteries. That day, the Vatican will publish a new document dedicated to them.
We'll present the new document made for them, the Ratio Formationis. It's the first document encompassing all forms of consecrated life. It's called The Art of Searching for God's Face, Guidelines for Contemplatives.
In recent years, the Catholic Church has seen a decrease in the number of vocations to religious life. The statistics refer to both contemplative life and religious life in general. The latest Fides report shows that in 2017, the number of religious men, not including priests, decreased by 2.07%, and the number of religious women by 1.05%. The congregation has been working on this issue for a while. According to Carballo, the problem does not affect only celibate life. He explains the congregation will publish an additional document with guidelines to face this situation.
The document's been thoroughly studied. Many people have collaborated on fidelity and perseverance, touching on the topic of abandoning religious life. The existential crisis is global, with repercussions in all aspects of society. For example, even the family suffers, as seen in the alarming decrease in the number of marriages.
José Rodríguez Carballo notes that the decrease in the number of religious is a reality that cannot be ignored. Nevertheless, he also warns against falling to the temptation of numbers. He says we must invest in quality over quantity.
The important thing in the moment is we work on the significance, and we don't give in to the temptation in the number. If the Lord gives us quantity while maintaining quality, blessed be the Lord. However, if to obtain more numbers we lose quality, then this would be fatal for consecrated and contemplative life.
The perseverance of the religious and the update of certain guidelines on contemplative life are not the only areas of religious life on which the Vatican is working. They are also investing in the formation of leaders of religious congregations in areas like the management of the patrimony. Italy and Spain are the two countries with the highest presence of contemplative life. However, they also have the highest number of convents close each year. One of the objectives of the congregation is to form abbots and treasurers so they can leave these buildings in good hands. That way they will retain their sacred nature.
第3届世界穷人日在梵蒂冈圣伯多禄大殿举行弥撒，有数百位无家可归的人出席弥撒，专心聆听教宗讲道。教宗指出，人们无止境的野心促成丢弃文化，而在急躁匆忙的世界里，人人行事匆促，毫不在乎贫富差距，少数人的贪婪助长许多人的贫困。
The Third World Day of the Poor began with the Pope celebrating this Mass in St. Peter's Basilica. Hundreds of homeless and people in need accompanied him, listening attentively to the Pope's warnings given in his homily. Pope Francis said unrestrained ambition is a perfect ingredient for a throwaway culture.
La smania di correre, di conquistare tutto e subito, dà fastidio chi rimane indietro. E del giudicato scarto si va de fretta, senza preoccuparsi che le distanze aumentano, che la bramosia di pochi accresce la povertà di molti.
The Pope lamented how many elderly, unborn, and dependent people have suffered the consequences of this limitless greed. Pope Francis also warned against alarmists whose ill-willed predictions spread fear and anxiety. He said these people produce the same result as the greedy, to move in a hurry and abandon the weak.
Non va seguito, cioè chi diffonde allarmismi e alimenta la paura dell'altro e del futuro, perché la paura paralizza il cuore e la mente. Se ci affanniamo per il subito, dimentichiamo quel che rimane per sempre. Inseguiamo le nuvole che passano e perdiamo di vista il cielo.
Pope Francis instituted this day dedicated to people most in need. He chose to celebrate it at the end of the liturgical year, specifically to invite Christians to reflect on how they have helped the most vulnerable these past months.
为了响应世界穷人日，在梵蒂冈的广场开设一个新奇的临时医疗站，特别为无家可归的人提供服务。在接受诊治的病人中，都有不同的故事。他们当中有贫穷的本地人，也有难民以及移民。
One of the concrete results from the Jubilee of Mercy was the institution of World Day of the Poor. To help make this day successful, the Vatican installed a tent hospital for homeless people for the week. About 70 patients pass through it daily.
Many of the people who pass through are homeless. What made the biggest impression is that there are also people who have homes and healthcare, but they don't have the resources to access these services. This gave us the idea that there's a new type of poverty.
After filling out data and passing through a general checkup, patients receive the flu vaccine. If doctors detect there are other problems, patients are taken to specific departments such as cardiology, dermatology, gynecology, rheumatology, or podiatry.
We've taken 2 people to the emergency room. They had blood sugar levels of more than 300 and felt sick. We also attended to someone who got hurt in St. Peter's Square. We had a really serious case. There was a man whose blood sugar level was so high we had to give him insulin. We followed the evolution of his case and were able to stabilize the situation.
Each patient has a very different story, from Italians without resources to refugees and immigrants.
Hospitals waste so much time. They tell you to come back the following day with an appointment. They set this place up and no one has to pay.
Between volunteers and doctors, around 30 people work in hospital shifts from 8 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m.
教宗方济各最近出席天主教监狱牧灵国际会议。会议期间，教宗指出，监狱的情况是当今社会生活的缩影。他谴责这是社会自私与冷漠的后果。他也要求大家建立一种相遇和共融文化。
Pope Francis was received with applause by the participants of the International Meeting of Catholic Prison Pastoral Care. He warmly greeted Cardinal Peter Turkson, prefect of the Dicastery for Integral Human Development. During the meeting, the Pope denounced the situation in prisons because it mirrors social reality. He says it's a product of society's selfishness and indifference.
Hoy, de manera especial, nuestras sociedades están llamadas a superar la estigmatización de quien ha cometido un error. Pues en vez de ofrecer la ayuda y los recursos adecuados para vivir una vida digna, nos hemos habituado a desechar más que a considerar los esfuerzos que la persona realiza para corresponder al amor de Dios en su vida.
Pope Francis asked to foster a culture of encounter and integration, especially for former prisoners who leave and enter an alien world that he or she is unable to trust.
Al impedir a las personas recuperar el pleno ejercicio de su dignidad, estas quedan nuevamente expuestas a los peligros que acompañan la falta de oportunidad de desarrollo en medio de la violencia y la inseguridad.
Before finishing, the Pope asked a general question addressed to all of society. If a person's already served the penalty for the wrongdoing, why is a new social punishment placed on his shoulders with rejection and indifference?
今年的拉辛格奖颁发给来自加拿大的哲学家泰勒以及一位非洲神学家贝雷神父。教宗方济各也亲自参与颁奖典礼，他感谢本笃16世的教导以及他服务教会的榜样。他在提到2名得奖者的背景，指出2位得奖者来自不同国家，思想意识也截然不同，但显示出文化背景并非认识天主的障碍。
Pope Francis chaired and presented this year's Ratzinger Prize to the Canadian philosopher Charles Taylor and the African theologian Paul Beret. The person who opened the event was the president of the Ratzinger Foundation and an old acquaintance of the Pope, Jesuit Federico Lombardi, the Pope's spokesperson until 2016.
Santo Padre, a nome di tutti i presenti, la ringrazio profondamente per averci voluto ricevere questa mattina per consegnare personalmente i nuovi premi Ratzinger ai 2 illustri studiosi qui presenti.
Pope Francis presented the prizes to the winners. Charles Taylor has studied secularism and the relationship between religion and modernity. Paul Beret, on the other hand, is a great promoter of African theology. Pope Francis' first words were addressed to his predecessor.
Gli siamo grati per l'insegnamento e l'esempio che ci ha dato nel servire la Chiesa riflettendo, pensando, studiando, ascoltando, dialogando e pregando.
Pope Francis reflected on the origins of the 2 winners. He recalled they came from very different countries and mentalities, and this proves cultural origin is not an obstacle to knowing God.
Essere e restare in dialogo attivo con le culture che cambiano nel corso dei tempi e si diversificano nelle diverse parti del mondo è un dovere per la teologia, ma è allo stesso tempo condizione necessaria per la vitalità della fede cristiana, per la missione di evangelizzazione della Chiesa.
The Pope gave the winners the best praise that can be dedicated to a theologian who admires Benedict XVI. Their work makes them cooperators of the truth, the episcopal motto of Cardinal Ratzinger.
最近到罗马观光朝圣，有一个夜间游历凯撒广场的体验，这是透过现代声光投影技术体验罗马帝国在它最辉煌时代的面貌。接下来，我们就带您一起进行一场帝国广场之旅。
These ruins are all that is left of the glory of an empire. Nevertheless, thanks to technology, it is not difficult to get an idea of what Rome was like in its most glorious era. This is what one gets through Viaggio nei Fori, trips to the forums. It is an interactive nighttime tour taking place in the warmer months of the Eternal City. Images showing what the Forum looked like 2,000 years ago are on display above the ruins of the Forum of Caesar. The spectator is immersed in the atmosphere of a bustling imperial Rome, thanks to commentary and music played through headphones. Our tour is experienced especially, but not only from an emotional perspective. It also offers everyone the possibility to understand the results of scientific studies. Spectators see what the rectangular plaza erected by Julius Caesar was like. It was about the size of a soccer field. The Forum was dominated by the temple of Venus Genetrix, from which Caesar was supposedly descended. The 3 remaining sides were lined up with porticos under which merchants would set up. At the center of the Forum was supposed to be a majestic equestrian statue of the magnificent military man. The best part is the atmosphere, the possibility to be completely immersed in this experience. My favorite part was when the narrator said, "In this moment you were walking where the ancient Romans walked thousands of years ago." That gave me the chills. My favorite part was the one about Julius Caesar. I've always liked Roman history. The spectacle is in 8 different languages. It lasts about 50 minutes and spectators can choose to see the Forum of Caesar or the Forum of Augustus.
Me ha encantado, merece la pena.
I loved it. It's worth seeing. It's very lovely, beautiful.
Me ha impresionado porque
I was struck because I saw some of the contrasts with the ancient, which is so well preserved. On the other hand, with all the modern means, with the videos and montages, it is very impressive. It is extraordinary work. The show can be enjoyed only in the summer months because it is outdoors. The public's response is extraordinary. More than 100,000 people pass through each exhibition each year.
感谢您收看这一周的罗马主场 Rome Reports 节目，最后带您一同来观赏 Oh My God 微笑福尔摩沙的精彩节目片段。我是光启社的社长马绍阿基，我们下周再会，祝福大家平安喜乐。
dopo那时候我们兄弟会圣周路兄弟会也来台湾，然后我们觉得教书其实是一个很好的机会，就是认识年轻人啊，然后让他们认识天主的一个很好的机会。
他非常的有耐心，他上课的时候就是为了不要让我们太无聊，他会带动气氛，理性兼感性的男人。
跟我们就像朋友一样，就很亲切，然后我们就有很多的互动，然后在课堂上唱歌什么的，就跟大家都是玩在一起那种感觉，很可爱。
我们的团体是这个朱三林神父开始的，然后我们用他的教育方法，神父教那些年轻人唱一些歌。
杀动物奉献给神的一个。
无论我们讨论什么，我们知道我们要从自己的经验开始，在这个渴望当中找到一个答案。比如说我们讲爱。你有没有爱过某一个人的经验呢？或者有没有被爱的经验？然后从这些经验，我们大家分享，然后学习一些东西。
一群朋友带着你，我们一起做了某一件事情，然后这又是这么有意义的一件事情。其实我觉得真的没有那么容易啦，要持续参加，真的需要这群朋友一起才有办法做到这样子。
从关爱他人的出发点，对，去看这个问题，就不只是让我们自己成长，也给他人一个非常美妙的鼓励。
跟年轻人在一起的时候，一方面更认识自己，然后透过他们，也认识耶稣。这些学生们因为来参加我们的团体，然后改变，他们的改变也改变我们。